Well, Puff the Magic Dragon, if you don't know, is a song uh, that talks about a young boy who grows up and Puff the Magic Dragon leaves. The Magic Dragon was his imaginary friend, so to say. And in relationship to my thoughts this morning about how my mind naturally went back to a memory of remembering a television show. So I was a very young boy, probably 6, 7, 8 years old. I'd watch this television show with this puppet dragon that was named Puff or something. I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember the name of the show. And the adventures of this little boy with this dragon in this strange world. But I remembering at about 12 or 15 this show that I had was from my youth, and I remembered what I actually remember is thinking, oh, I don't want to tell my friends, I'm too cool to tell my friends about what a cool television show this was, because it was at the stage where we were coming into young adulthood, and I think we were preoccupied with, what do teenagers do? How do teenagers behave? Not as though we had lost the magic entirely, but that it had already gone. It had already left. So the song by Peter, Paul, and Mary, Puff the Magic Dragon, could be interpreted as how the magic had already left. And it was it was a time. Peter, Paul, and Mary were in a time where there was a lot of death. JFK was shot, Martin Luther King was shot, Bobby Kennedy was shot. So there was also another song that was American Pie. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. That was said to be related to how the music had gone. The magic had left. The dream had been destroyed or shot to death. And it wasn't just shot to death at once. It was shot to death repeatedly. So the dream with JFK, the dream with, quite literally, the dream with Martin Luther King Jr., the dream with Bobby Kennedy. And this idea of a youthful, and, Martin Luther King, though a mature man, was still very young. The idea that a younger generation, a changing of the guards, and what I'm concerned here with is that there's this idea, there's this unfinished business, I think, that comes to the surface when we realize the magic is gone. Wait a second, we think that, I had all this magic, I want to get it back. And I'm really concerned that people are unaware of the fact that we get to a certain age and we look back on our life and we think, I didn't live the life I needed to live. I didn't make use of all the magic I had available to me in the moment. And I see a lot of people preoccupied with practical tasks and they try and change the world and make the world better, and these huge upheavals arise. I live in a very privileged country, and I'm going to live not as someone with different robes, not as someone with a different life, but I'm going to make the most of a privileged life, and I'm going to address the deepest and most high things that I can, because it is as if America is in this great dream, magical dream that is not realized, it's taken for granted. And I have my own perspective on this stuff, I see a lot of these people who are in social services and, giving of their lives, and it's caught up in trying to make a difference. When we're trying to make a difference, we miss the magic. And at the same time, I remember my youth, those struggles, all those things I had to get done that were required of me and needed of me and that I wanted for myself. So the magic, I feel, is sometimes stolen by those who have come to a realization on some level that they missed out on their own magic, so they need to take it from others and live vicariously through others' magic. Where an older generation takes possession of a younger generation and tries to control, possess, and manipulate that younger generation's ideas and make demands upon it. And all this goes against the magic of youth. It's divinely superfluous in its abundance. And I've met quite a few who retreat into a magical rendition, trying to grab out of the facts of life some kind of magical intention. But what they do with it is try to hide from the facts. And I've met a few, I'm dealing with one right now, I'm dealing with one elder right now that is firmly rooted in a delusion. Yet, to wake somebody up can destroy the magic, and they may very well act out violently, either consciously or unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, to try to protect their own dream. Missing the point entirely.